Yeah, but the people at the top, they change the positions of people every 2 years. Yeah, it is all about politics and knowing the right people in the right places. I would never, personally, for me, I would never take a job that is a political job. I would never take a job because you there's no chop chop. there's yeah there's no long term future. You can see this year, maybe next year, but you can't see anything more. It's a pyramid. But as you go up to the top of the pyramid, there are less and less and less jobs and less people. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so okay, time and let's look at quality. Okay, time and quality. So what happens? So this is around about the peak time is around about 3 years, and after 6 years, you're usually back at the start again because it's just a habit of the same thing again and again and again and again. Yeah, it's individual. Yeah, for some people this is great, but for some people this is not great. As you said, it's individual. Some people are happy doing the same thing for 20 years and they're okay. But people who want things better are not happy with this. And progress is change, and change exists to make things better. Well, your work is special because every year the government changes the law, and so every year people have to study the law and study the changes. So every year you start again. Yeah, but you don't progress. You just stay in the same place. It's a stationary bicycle. Yeah, you basically stay in the same place, or you can make progress, but it's very difficult to make progress there. And talking about progress, progress means that you make it better. That's what it means. You make it better. That's what progress means. You make it better. And if you want progress and you want to make it better, this means change something. But then change means risk. Because, you can change something and it goes up, and you can change something and it goes down. Yeah, this is the risk. And people don't like the situation of risk. It's difficult, the situation of risk, because maybe the company gets bigger, but maybe the company has more problems. Bigger company, bigger problems. More money, problems. These are classic examples. Yeah. Uh, some of my clients have big companies worth millions and millions of euro, and they have problems. They have problems that I don't want. Right? I don't want. To have the money is nice, but to have the problems is crazy. It's really crazy.
More money, more problems.
Well, yeah, because everybody wants a piece of the pie, right? Everybody wants a slice of the cake. And so as the company gets bigger, more people knock on your door and say, "Excuse me, I'd like a job," or "Excuse me, here's a contract. I'd like to work with you," or and it gets very crazy. The environment is what is important. Uh, okay. Uh, Number one, it is important to be happy. Number two, happiness is happiness is two things. This is This is I don't know, somebody. Let's give this person a name. This is John, okay? And this is the world. And happiness is 50% what John gives to the world, but also 50% what the world gives to John. So it's from the inside out and from the outside in. So it is important to be happy inside yourself. It is also important to be happy with the world around about you as well. As an employer, you control the world, but you don't control what is inside the person. So you can give somebody a good job, you can give them money, is what you said, but it doesn't mean that everything will be great. Because there's more there. It's about the person. It's the balance between both of these things. Yeah, it's difficult. It's like a long road, and if you have a long road, there's always some part of the road which you need to fix or you need to repair. So that there's always something that people can improve and something that people can make better. And there's the fact that if you change one thing in one place, it changes everything. And so yeah, everything. Just one little change in one place can change everything, and that can change the balance completely. So it's very difficult. Principles. Let's have a look at this. There are three things that you can change. Three things that you can change. Only three things that you can change ever in the world. Only three things you can change. You can change time, you can change place, and you can change people. These are the three things that you can change. Now, time is very difficult to change. Time changes, but you can't change time. Yeah. In fact, time changes you. But it's very difficult for you to change time. It's possible. Exactly, but time goes in one direction. Time goes in one way. And so you can only you have a little bit of control because you can do something faster or slower. So you have a little bit of control there. You can do it faster or you can do it slower. You can do it now or you can do it later. Yeah. So there's a little bit of control you have there. Now people you can change only when they're young, right? Say up to the age of maybe 15, but probably less, maybe age 12. You can help them, you can allow them to grow, you can develop their character, you can give them experiences. But when they become an adult, when they become 18, 19, 20, they're fixed. Right? They're like the chair is a chair. The chair will not be a bookshelf. The chair will always be a chair. And this is human character. So that's one thing about people. The second thing about people is your friends are the people around you. Your friends are the people around you. If you want to change your friends, it's very difficult. Because can you do it? Can you change one friend? Can you say no when there is a group of people? It's very difficult. It's a very complicated problem. So people, you can't really change people, and it's very difficult to change friends as well. It's very difficult to change time. It's very difficult to change friends. This is why Lenka changed her job. Because when she changed her job, What she really changed was her place. So the job is not important. What is important is the place. Because you need a place with different people. Because you don't get tired of the job, you get tired of the people. So changing a job it's not about the work. Because it is the people that make the world what it is. It is the people that create the environment, that make the atmosphere and everything. So, you know, good chair, bad chair, doesn't matter. It's the people around the chair that are important. It's the people that you work with. And if the people are, it's not good. It's not a good environment. It's not. I see every day. I see zombies walking to work. I just think, oh my god, I don't want to work with these people. Ugh. Scary. Let's go to work. Or whatever. I don't know. So so the easiest thing to do is to change the place. Because when you change the place, you change the people, and maybe also you change the time a little bit as well. So if in any situation where there is any problem in life, the number one thing to do is to change the place, to change the environment, to change where you are. That's why people go on holidays. They need to change the place where they are a little bit. They need some space to think, to breathe, to relax. Yeah, that's exactly. So when a person has a problem, the first thing to do is to get the person outside of the problem. The problem exists in this environment. The first thing to do is get the person out of the environment. Then the second thing to do is to look and observe what happens, because some problems come from the outside and some problems come from the inside. Maybe when you take the person from here to here, maybe they will take the problem from here to here. Yeah? In that situation, the problem is inside the person. It will be with them wherever they go. But maybe the problem will not be there because you change the place, you change the people, you affect the time, and everything's coming from the outside, and then the person has a better quality of life. Maybe it's they change their job, maybe it's they change the town where they live, maybe it's they change their relationship with people, maybe and when you change the place, you change the people as well. Automatically. That's why some people go to other countries and live in other countries. Because the new environment gives them a new chance to start again. But in any situation, in any problem, time, place, people. You're in a business meeting and it's a really hard business meeting and everyone is stressed and stop it and go for a coffee or go for a beer or go change. You have to change the environment. Get out of the room because it's stressful, and stress just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds until it explodes. You got to change the place. So after 9 years and in one place, I can imagine that there's you need something more. You need something new. You need something fresh. Yeah, you don't want to have the same meal every day. Yeah, you go crazy. Yeah. Well, this is because problems come from people. They don't come from chairs, yep, from chairs, from boards, from books, from pens, from contracts. The problem doesn't come from the contract. The problem comes from the people around the contract. And the more people you have, the more people you have, the more problems you have. It's yeah, yeah. Wherever there are people, there will be problems. You can't escape it. It's everywhere across the world. And when you have bigger groups, you have you just have more people and more problems and more possibilities and more craziness. And we saw what happened with here's a classic example, football in the 1980s in Britain, the hooligans, right? The hooligans. So football became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and stadiums became bigger and bigger and bigger, and masses of crowds, and the crowds became so big that it was not possible to control the number of people. The stadiums had this idea: let's get as many people as possible into the stadium, let's fill the stadium full of people, and we make lots of money. But the more people they put into the space, the more problems there were. And the result was gangs and fights and hooliganism and violence and death in extreme cases. And so intelligently, finally, they realized there's a limit. Yeah. There's a limit. We can't just, like those Japanese trains, where they're pushing people into the trains. We can't live like that. So that's why the stadiums changed, and they had seats, and they had limited numbers of tickets, and they controlled the problem. So so it's a classic problem. We need people to work together to build things. To have companies and firms and organizations and foundations. We need people to work together. But always there will be some conflict there, because people bring their problems with them wherever we go. And so for managers in big organizations, you don't manage people, you manage problems. That's what you manage. You don't manage people, because you can't change the people. You can't change them. You can move them, but you can't really change them. Yeah, so it's not the people that we manage. It's the problems. It's the environment. It's the ideas. It's the communication. It's the philosophy. It's the psychology. It's the motivation that we manage, not the actual people themselves. And it's important for big organizations to understand that, and for small organizations as well. They forget about it. It's not automatic, right? It's not automatic. You have to work at it. Nothing is automatic, because if it's automatic, it's a machine. Yeah, and a machine is not human, right? So you can have a printer which is automatic, and that's okay. But people, you can't do that with people, because it's okay if the machine breaks, but if the person breaks, it's really not a good thing. It's not a good thing, right?